So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you episode number 2 of the FIFA 19 Liverpool Career Mode. These are going to be coming out daily for those that are wondering, and I just want to say a massive thank you for the support on the first one. As always, this video is brought to you by EA Game Changers. I want to say a massive thank you for to EA for making this one possible, being able to go out and get this early footage of FIFA 19. Last time out we had an incredibly bumper-packed episode. If you haven't seen it, there'll be a link in the top right of the screen. We've got plenty of stuff done. I won't spoil anything so you guys can go back and watch it, but today we're getting right back into the thick of the action straight away. If you go on to enjoy it, slap a like on the video and of course subscribe if you're new around here. It really helps me out, and it's that big red button under the video. The first thing going down though in this episode is a £32.4 million bid for Gini Wijnaldum from Wolves. Now, I love Gini Wijnaldum. He's one of my favourite players at Liverpool right now. However, he's not exactly irreplaceable, and money like that would go a long way towards improving the squad in other areas. Wolves are the ones that put the bid in, and they put a lot of money down on the table, and they've got a lot of money anyway. Though, realistically, I don't feel like that Wolves side needs another central midfielder. We counted 38 million first of all. We now counter 35.2 to see whether that is accepted by the West Midlands side, and as you can see, indeed it is. Wolves have decided they're willing to pay £35.2 million for Gini Wijnaldum, so we'll have to see whether that bid comes off in the future. May well be a case of one out of the door and one in a different position though. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is someone that I've been looking at for a while now. The Crystal Palace defender's been very impressive in real life. We put forward £2.6 million and they genuinely countered that bid for a 2% sell-on clause. It's the same transfer sum. They just stopped me making... I don't understand. Clearly, that 2% sell-on clause was very vital to Roy Hodgson. Clearly for us it's going to make no difference whatsoever. So we go ahead and decide to accept that, and now hopefully we can bring Aaron Wan-Bissaka into the club. If you don't know too much about this guy, if you haven't been keeping up maybe with the Premier League, he has been bursting onto the scene for Crystal Palace at the start of the season. He's been their best player and won their Player of the Month. He's only 20, so very impressive from him. He's now got into the England setup at a young age, so hopefully he's going to be a big prospect in the future. On this game, he looks a very decent player as well. He's 70 overall. We need some depth at the back, and so we go ahead and seal that deal. Wages of 35k in the end as we get rid of one of the bonuses that Aaron wanted, and as you can see here, he is now in a Liverpool shirt. It's not exactly a big signing, only £2.6 million, only 35k in wages, but hopefully we'll see Aaron Wan-Bissaka a little bit out on the pitch during the course of this series. Some great depth and a great player to use in our reserve sort of squad, because to be honest with you, I like having a team, a starting 11 team that will play in very important games, but also having a backup team that can play in less important ones. And at the moment, that is what we are using against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. The likes of Karius, Wan-Bissaka making his debut, Joe Gomez, Wijnaldum, Milner, Henderson, Shaqiri, Sturridge and Oxlade-Chamberlain all into the side. Unfortunately, they are not doing the business in the first half. We're 2-1 down thanks to goals from Aguero and David Silva. An injury as well from Loris Karius isn't too great. Raheem Sterling has now scored against his old team, and it looks as if City are going to progress to the third round of the Carabao Cup. Kevin De Bruyne seals their passage with yet another goal to make it 4-1. It's a heavy defeat, but it's with a second string side, and it's in a competition I really don't care about. So if I'm honest, I don't mind. Now, next transfer on the table, we've already bought in Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Next up, we're trying to bring in Andre Lunin, who is a goalkeeper from Real Madrid. He's a new player on the game, and he's got a very high potential. For those that are wondering, it's around about 89 or 90. This guy is very good. We're looking to bring him in on loan rather than actually signing him because he's recently joined the club. 25k are his wages, and we're offering a 50-50 split to the Real Madrid manager Julian Laporta guy, and hopefully Andre Lunin will accept that. But unfortunately for us, he decides against it, does the Ukrainian. Clearly happy being an understudy at Real Madrid to maybe improve his game rather than getting some game time here at Liverpool, that we would be a backup option obviously to Alisson if we could shift off Loris Karius, and obviously we've already sold Simon Mignolet, I believe, from this side. So he would have been a second choice goalkeeper, but he decided to reject us. One player not rejecting a transfer though is Gini Wijnaldum. That deal has gone through and the Dutchman has joined Wolves for £35.2 million. The board allocating us 31 mil, which is huge, and that sees our transfer budget now rise to £68 million, which we can reinvest into new players. And if we look at the backup side, the sort of second 11 if you like, you can see two key features at the moment are Matt Hummels and Andrew Robertson. I think certainly it will be worth trying to bring in another centre-back just to fix the depth, because obviously we've got rid of Matip in the Hummels deal, and we also sold Dejan Lovren as well earlier in the transfer window. So at the moment, our only backup centre-back of real note is Joe Gomez. So we're going to look in for this guy. If you watch the World Cup at all, you'll definitely know who this man is. Benjamin Pavard of Stuttgart was rumoured to be going to Bayern Munich during the course of the summer, didn't end up going there, so he's still available to sign in the first transfer window. So we're going to go ahead and utilise that and try and bring him in. We're approaching deadline day now, so we are getting a little bit tight in terms of timing, and there's still a couple more signings after this that I want to make. Stuttgart are wanting £27.4 million for the French centre-back, who is 80 overall at the start of the game and obviously can play as a right-back where he was at the World Cup and as a holding midfielder too. We go ahead and offer £24 million, which is slightly below what Stuttgart were originally wanting, and they go ahead and accept that. So this could now be our fourth signing of this summer transfer window. Instead of going into negotiations, we're going to delegate this one and offer a starting wage of 60k and don't go higher than 82. Moving on to deadline day. That was just before, but now we are on deadline day and we still need 3 signings to be completed. As you can see, Pavard has accepted that offer. Wages of 80k in the end, so still within that bracket. Squad rotation player and a massive contract length, which is great to see, of 5 years for such a young player. Only 22, 80 overall, and probably has a potential to grow by a further 5 or 6, so certainly a very good recruit, and he, as I mentioned, becomes our fourth signing of the transfer window. Benjamin Pavard, who like Joe Gomez can play at centre-half and can obviously fill in the gap at right-back. He also takes Gini Wijnaldum's number 5 that he sort of abandoned by joining Wolves. So Benjamin Pavard, the latest of the signings, and it doesn't stop there. I'm sure a lot of you guys will not know who this guy is because I haven't made the Hidden Gems video that I was planning to make yet, and Viktor Zygankov is the man on the screen. Now, he's got 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, can play on both wings, high attacking work rate, playing for Dynamo Kiev, and to be honest with you, I had no idea who this guy was before I got my hands on FIFA 19 at the early capture event, but he's 79 overall, and it's just, I love making these signings. I love signing players that nobody really knows about, and it's just really satisfying to then see them go on and do great things. And I really have high hopes for this guy. He's only 20 and has a potential of 86, so he's definitely someone to bring in if you're looking for unknown names during the course of FIFA 19 Career Mode. We are currently offering £16 million plus a pretty surplus striker in the form of Dominik Solanka. In the end, Dynamo Kiev wanted £19 million plus the striker, and we go ahead and accept that. Relatively costly for what will prove to be a backup winger along with Xherdan Shaqiri, but he's someone that I have high hopes for, and he's someone that I really want to use during the course of this series and potentially series in the future, like the Wolves Career Mode that is coming in about a week's time. So if you're enjoying this Liverpool Career Mode save, then feel free to stick around. A Wolves Career Mode save will be coming in the future. In the here and now, though, we're offering Zygankov a contract, rotation squad role, 4-year contract length, and then 35k in wages and a small signing bonus. That is nowhere near what Zygankov was expecting, though. He's really wanting a quite massive pay rise, which is fair in comparison to his ability and his potential. 64k in wages is what the Ukrainian is expecting, along with a 600k signing bonus and a further bonus of 10 appearances for 640k. We inevitably agree, or in the end agree, on £62,000 as a wage, and the Ukrainian Viktor Zygankov, the hidden gem from Dynamo Kiev, 79 rating, becomes our 5th signing of this transfer window, and he looks a very decent player indeed. A pacey winger who can play on both sides, is very skillful, has got good weak foot, 79 overall, and has a good potential as well. And to top it all off, barely anyone knows who he is. It is absolutely brilliant. He's the perfect player for me to sign on this channel. He is going to be a FIFA 19 hero on career mode for a lot of people, I think. And similarly is hopefully going to be our 6th signing of this transfer window as well. Houssem Aouar of Olympique Lyon will be joining his former teammate Nabil Fekir at the club if he decides to join, and if we can agree a fee with Lyon for his signing. He's worth £14.5 million. We're putting forward a transfer sum of 16 mil. Lyon actually want 19.2, which would leave us a little bit thin on the ground as far as transfer budget is concerned. So we're going to drop that down a little bit and offer £17.2 million. And the Lyon manager, having already sold us Nabil Fekir, is happy to do the same for Houssem Aouar as well. 78 rated central midfielder from Lyon, and we're now going to try and make a bid for him in terms of wages as well. As you can see, rotation is the squad role that Houssem Aouar is hoping to be getting at the club. That is fair. He'll probably be our first choice backup central midfielder, really, will Houssem Aouar, so he should get a lot of game time off the bench if nothing else. 4-year contract length is what we go ahead with. No release clause, as is the case with as is the case with all of these players. We're not even wanting to give any other club a sniff of being able to sign these guys on a cheaper deal. 50k in wages is what we offer, but Houssem Aouar is wanting 58k and a bonus of 590k for 10 appearances, which I imagine he will certainly manage. So we're going to edit that bonus, put it up towards 15, which he might be a little bit less likely to get, and then change the sum to something a little bit lower, and hopefully we can agree that with the young Frenchman. Indeed we do. Him and his agent are happy with that revised offer, and Houssem Aouar becomes our 6th and I believe a final deal of this transfer window. There is confirmation of the new number 17, and obviously the likes of Zygankov and Victor Zygankov, and Benjamin Pavard coming in to the club. That is the end of the transfer window. Deadline date is over, and it has been a very impressive window overall. You can see there right at the end, we end the transfer window in the way that sums it up completely as far as selling players is concerned, and that was Lazar Markovic decided that he didn't want to leave, which is brilliant. So we still have a couple of players left to sell. The likes of Karius, Grujic, Markovic, and also Nathaniel Klein need to be sold at some point, but hopefully we'll get that done before January or during the course of the winter months. Now you can see in the background is some training. This comes after a 2-1 loss away against Leicester, which is a little bit disappointing overall in the league. I believe that is our first loss of the Premier League season, and it might well be followed by another one, because we're away from home now against Tottenham, and this is going to be even more difficult. In the end, though, we somehow pull out the win. 1-0 away from home. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain getting the goal, but Naby Keita picks up an injury, and I can confirm it's going to keep him out for 2 months, and that is huge. Naby Keita is one of our best players, and he was someone that I was really enjoying using on the game as well, so we're not going to see him for a couple of episodes, which is a real shame. We probably won't have him back into action until maybe the start of November if he comes back a little bit earlier. Obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold was injured and looked likely to miss the start of the season, but he came back just in time, so hopefully Keita can recover quickly as well. We'll swiftly though move on to Champions League activity, and as you can see we are drawn against Atletico Madrid, Shaktar Donetsk, and also Belenenses of the Portuguese League, and the graphics there looking really quite suave and quite nice, and the introduction as well for the Champions League. Here you can see Firmino, Mane and Salah along with the rest of this Liverpool side stepping out onto the pitch. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was walking out just in front of them. He is in to replace the injured Naby Keita. The start of our Champions League campaign is here against the Ukrainian champions, and the first shot comes for Firmino. It's blocked though, and the block actually takes the sting out of the shot. It's a simple save for Pyatov. Moving forward again, Firmino's found Mane here on the left-hand side. He cuts it back for Firmino again, and it is far too simple as far as Shakhtar Donetsk are concerned. And Firmino opens up his account for this series, grabbing himself a goal inside the first 17 minutes of the game and getting us our first goal in European competition and in the new look Champions League here on FIFA 19. It's a simple finish, just cushioning the ball into the back of the net. Nabil Fekir has to duck out of the way, otherwise he's going to block it on the line. And obviously that wouldn't be ideal. Firmino's chipped up all over the top for Sadio Mane just a couple of minutes later, but Piatov is there to recover and get the ball back. Now, for us, Shaktar Donetsk are still a difficult team to face, and they're going forward here. The ball into Butko, Alisson in no man's land, and there we have been punished. We cannot underestimate this side, and they have, in fact, equalised just 10 minutes after we took the lead. Great ball over the top. Robertson was out of position because he went for an earlier aerial challenge, and Alisson really did not help himself either. It's a simple goal for Shaktar, and we find ourselves level once again. Great ball over the top, though, here for Mohamed Salah, using his pace to get away from his man into Fekir and then Mane, and it's 2-1. We grab the lead back, and in an extremely exciting first 35 minutes, we've seen 3 goals, and thankfully the lion's share are for us. Sadio Mane now opens up his account after Firmino did the same earlier on, all set up by a really nice ball, I think actually from Sadio Mane to set up the counter. Salah pulls it back, Fekir is unselfish and finds that man there, Sadio Mane, to make it 2-1 to us, and we grab 2 goals in a quick time in our Champions League debut as far as this series is concerned. Houssem Aouar is now coming on for his former and now current teammate Nabil Fekir to make his debut in this series and for the side as far as, actually playing a game is concerned. And he's hopefully going to get involved in the action straight away. Here he is getting the ball off Oxlade-Chamberlain, goes for 2 strikes there. The second one is a simple save for Piatov after his first finesse effort was blocked by the defender. Into the last 2 minutes, and Donetsk have been, they've been pressurising us of Shaktar at this point in the game, and they're still coming forward. Butko, the first goal scorer, cutting in, finding Tyson on the edge of the area, and oh my word, what a goal that is to get yourself and get your team a point in the Champions League. First game, Tyson, first time, finesses the ball, facing away from goal from a solid 20 yards out, and that is placed to perfection in off the crossbar. If Alisson was at fault for this first goal, he had absolutely no chance with the second. The ball arrowed into the back of the net off the crossbar, and unfortunately it is a draw thanks to that last minute brilliant goal there from Tyson, and we don't grab a win in our first Champions League venture. A point is still decent, but obviously it could have been so much more. We now need to go out and beat Belenenses really in our next game to have at least a semi-decent start to the Champions League campaign. We've had an okay start to our Premier League campaign, but we're hoping to improve it here against Southampton. We're currently leading 2-1 thanks to a brace from Mo Salah, though Ward-Prowse had got one back. Salah, though, completes his hat-trick and makes it 3-1. And the game ends there, 90 minutes, and it's a 3-1 victory overall, which is probably what we needed after a bit of a difficult result against Leicester. The draw there against Shaktar, it's good to get a win there in a sim. Trent Alexander-Arnold goes up as we sim training there. He is now 79 rated as we jump into the second and final game in today's episode in the Premier League against Chelsea. And this, well, it's going to be a difficult one away from home, because one thing I will say about this game, if you're wondering, big teams feel like big teams now. Small teams feel like small teams. It's been rectified, and, well, Chelsea showing their quality inside 10 minutes as Eden Hazard fires the ball into the back of the net. What a through ball that was from Olivier Giroud, cutting open the defence in between Hummels and Benjamin Pavard making his debut. I don't envy him. It's a baptism of fire. He's got Eden Hazard over on that left-hand side, and the Belgian has punished him using his pace and his clinical ability to put the ball past Alisson. But as you can see, we weren't exactly playing badly, and actually defensively we were very solid in this game. It was just that one defence-splitting ball that saw Chelsea in on goal. Moving into the 50th minute, a defence-splitting ball of our own has seen Nabil Fekir in on goal, and the Frenchman has scored again. We brought him in from Lyon, obviously, for the start of this season, and the marquee signing in the first episode, if you like. I guess Matt Hummels arguably could be as well, but he was the cover star on the thumbnail. Nabil Fekir himself gets himself another goal, calmly slotting it in between the legs of David Luiz and past Kepa Arrizabalaga in between the Chelsea sticks, and we have, in fact, equalised. That disappointing start cancelled out by the relative new boy still, Nabil Fekir, Great ball into him to find him, and then a composed finish from the midfielder. And now the momentum is with us. Sadio Mane down the left-hand side, hoping to cut inside on his right foot, but it's a poor finish in the end from the Senegalese winger, putting it high and wide. Couple of changes towards the end, and Zygankov is making his debut in a played game. He comes on along with James Milner and Houssem Aouar. We're nice to see how Viktor Zygankov does here, the Ukrainian, and whether he can change the game. Fabinho has got James Milner to his left. It's now over to Zygankov, and a shot comes in from the new boy very early on in his debut, but Kepa is there to make the save down low, and Chelsea get away with it. Still 1-1 in this game. Eden Hazard has rinsed Mats Hummels. Ball into Fabinho, blocked there by the Brazilian, but it almost fell to a Chelsea attacker. Would have been a very unfortunate goal, but as you can see, it's led to a corner. Houssem Aouar tries to win the ball off Hazard, doesn't quite. Felipe Luis with the shot, but it is saved comfortably by his fellow countryman there, Alisson, and we get away with one. Into the 90th minute, and Virgil van Dijk might be getting away with one there as well, as Mats Hummels has to deal with the Dutchman's error. Almost led to a late goal. Ball into the box again. Chelsea are absolutely peppering us there with the header at the near post from Eden Hazard. Again, saved by Alisson. A much more spectacular save from the Brazilian. And we just cling on to a point there in the game. And for a second time in a row, as far as a played game is concerned, we share the points with our opposition. This time, however, I think we were probably a bit more lucky to grab a point in that game. We probably deserved to beat Shaktar, but I think in that game it was a lot more even. As you can see, ratings-wise, very impressive performances from Nabil Fekir, the goal scorer, and from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who I believe got the assist with that really beautiful through ball for that Fekir goal. That was going to round up today's episode of the Liverpool Career Mode here on FIFA 19, the early capture footage from Berlin, from the Game Changers event, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, slap a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It really helps me out, and it's that big red button under the video. As I mentioned, there'll be plenty more FIFA 19 content coming up soon, double uploads for the next 8 days, and then daily videos from then onwards, so there'll be plenty for you new guys and you existing subscribers to watch. But overall, it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.